What is up, everyone? Guys, I'm so annoyed right now. So, I've been posting, kind of sporadically on my Snapchat story. I'll just post like random stuff, and I did not mean for my grandpa to see some of the stuff on my Snap story, but I was just like ranting about trading and stuff. And he sends me an email today. And he's like, I think, I advise you should discontinue trading. Bro, like, no. One, like, genuinely, I get he's trying to help me, but do you really need to say that? Like, it just annoys me, right? My own grandpa is telling me, emailing me to discontinue trading. So annoying, dude. Okay, let's review the market. So, let's see what we got going on. So, let's actually switch over to my other screen. I need to journal my trade from today. How do I switch this? There we go. Bang. Dang, man, I'm so annoyed. I'll talk about it. I'm going to make the video today about that. I'm actually so annoyed. Okay. So, we came down, took out those low resistance lows into the daily 4-hour per value gap. Right. We talked about that earlier this week. So there's your 4-hour value gap. Then, yeah, we took out those lows, got a reaction off of it. Measuring this out from discount to premium, you can see we came back to equilibrium after swooping out these lows. I kind of need to eat dinner, but whatever. Alright, there's the 4-hour value gap, low resistance liquidity. You can see we came down back into discount. So I'm going to put this in my journal, or in my notes for today here on the higher time frame. Okay. So note how we rebalance the discount and then we continue higher. So here we go. Wednesday, rebalance. Oh no, I'm just gonna call this higher time frame. So there's the higher time frame. Bang. Then we come back to discount, right? Here's discount. And I'm curious if maybe there was like a new day opening gap there. Well, that ends up happening afterwards. What about new week opening gap? Okay, there's way too many of those. Interesting. Very old new week opening gap, but we do tap at the bottom of a new week opening gap right there. Okay. But that's not the important part. The important part is we come back to discount, and if I drop down to maybe the 6 hour, maybe the 8 hour, there's got to be, yeah. See, it's a giant 8 hour BPR, 12 hour BPR. Well, you know what else? It's a 1 hour breaker, and I was talking about how this 1 hour breaker was gonna be nice because it was this last up close candle before this move lower. Someone calling me? Nope, someone just spammed me. So yeah. Anyway, we tapped discount. I'm trying to figure out. Can it not do that? Did we tap any key level here? I would honestly call this BPR, right? Even though it's not perfectly overlapping bullish and bearish value gaps, clearly it is a BPR still. So there we go. We tapped that 4 hour BPR. So come down into discount, come up, and we get 15-minute change state right here. I wonder if we had SMT with that low. I think we might have had SMT with YM with that low. Oh my gosh, my phone's going crazy right now. Okay. I gotta delete those drawings. Okay. Yeah, was there SMT at the low? There was SMT with YM. That's what it was. Yo, what up, Evan? How's it going? So yeah, we had SMT with this low. Then here's that change state delivery. Hey, yo, Evan, dude, I actually really appreciate you, man. Like, you're one of, like, I've been posting, I don't know. I get that, like, people probably a little annoyed with my Instagram. Like, I post my stuff on Instagram. Like, no one cares about it. No one likes it. Um, but, like, I don't know. I'm kind of just at the point where I'm going to make my Instagram the brand account for my channel at this point. Like, I really see no reason why not to at this point. And so, anyway, dude, you're like one of the only people that like my stuff, and it's like, you're a real one for that, I guess. I don't know. But I appreciate you, man. You're awesome. We gotta go running soon. Whenever I come back to Idaho. I mean, sorry, Washington. Right, so we had SMT with YM here. $15-minute change state delivery. And then, let's see if we go higher here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, man. You're so nice. Nicer than a lot of people. Yeah, it would be fun. It would be very fun. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool, right? Higher time frame for value gap and then lower time frame for value gap. Screenshot this, put it in my notes here. Okay, so one thing that was really obvious about this, right? We come back to discount. We hit discount. We have SMT with YM here. And one thing that's really obvious about this is it is a 2022 model on the 15 minute where we have what is it? Or maybe it's a 30 minute or the hourly. Now I'm confused. Was it right? Oh, the one I was looking at was right there. Well, anyway, this one works as well. I guess let's look at this one. So we sweep out this low. Yeah, this is the one I was looking at. And this is just as clean as it gets. Super obvious accumulation range. We have... Here, let's get rid of all this right now. We have this pretty obvious 1 hour gap below. I'm going to mark it out with both of these wicks. That's when I got in longs and got 100 points. That's crazy. That's so awesome, Javier. So, one thing that's cool about this is, so this is at 6, this candle opens. So this was a giant CRT. I think I already talked about that. So anyway, we got that higher time frame idea. You can see from here to here, we retest discount of this. I noticed this in the morning, but I wasn't exactly sure which way the higher time frame wanted to go. But I did notice this. We had this 1 hour for value gap in discount. Accumulation, CRT. I mean, look at how we move from the CRT low to the CRT high. It's so clean. And we actually keep going way past that. And did we have SMT with that low? Oh yeah, the SMT with YM was right there. See, that was a really nice confluence. Dropping down to the 5-minute. I guess I should re-screenshot this. From what I understand, 23,050 was the equilibrium of the range you have highlighted. Oh. Wait, so when you got in longs, you just entered at equilibrium? So you entered at, you just went... That's smart, man. All you did was, you basically just took this as a 2022 model. Huh. That's pretty cool. So accumulation. I mean, this is as clean as it gets, guys. So 1 hour gap. So then we look for 5-minute change state delivery. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't know why. It's really obvious in hindsight. We just gotta be able to catch it in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like accumulation, manipulation, and then what do we have here? Really obvious 5-minute change state delivery. So 5-minute change state delivery there. So that aligns with the 1 hour, right? So we had the CRT. So because of that, we can target the CRT high. That's, wow. It's crazy how perfect that is. 5-minute CISD. Just goes to show, if you can just be on side with the market, then you're gonna catch like banger trade. I'm curious. So this one is interesting because the way I trade I would definitely get stopped out here. Because normally the way I trade is I trail, and you can see if I trailed, I would have got stopped out a bazillion times. But yeah, this is a good example of maybe when to not trail, because you can see this one would have worked out better not to trail. Kind of just depends on the context, I guess. This trade, yeah, I might make this a note here. And this is also 2022 model. Do we have a low time frame SMT? Oh, and then we have SMT with, wow, we have SMT with another SMT with, oh, I guess it's with YM. Never mind. I thought that was with ES. Hmm. Anyway. $8.10 flow state retest 1 hour 5 minute. And so I'm curious, let's look at the gold block partitions. Let's bring this down. Look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So the 2022 model, the real 2022 model occurs here. So this one wasn't even the 2022 model. The real 2022 model occurred right here. So this was accumulation. Actually, this was accumulation. This is so interesting. Wow, so accumulation was all the way up here, right? Measuring this out, premium discount, SMT with YM. So what is this? What kind of dealing range is this? 243. So here's the low of the dealing range. Two, 4, 3 low, 2, 4, 3 high. And so look at this. We sweep liquidity into our liquidity sweep partition. That's the low of the market maker model, right? I'm actually curious now. There had to be a higher time frame PD right here. So what was it? It was probably just this 4 hour BPR. What else would it be? Daily, maybe it was daily. I guess maybe daily mean threshold of this order block. Maybe that would be interesting. What do you guys think the PD array was for this? This is a good learning opportunity. I mean, there's an 8 hour BPR. One hour breaker. I think it's just a 4 hour BPR. Or just a 4 hour for value gap, honestly. That actually makes so much sense. 4 hour for value gap. Yo, what up, a bull? How are you? I'm actually kind of curious. We should go one more dealing range higher. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see if it's running on a higher one because this looks like accumulation on the. Oh yeah. Oh wow. This is getting interesting. Drag it up one. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. That's crazy. So what I'm looking at is, right, we went perfectly to the fair value gap partition. That was the low. So from the low of the dealing range to the fair value gap partition. And let's see if there was a fair value gap there, right? I mean, the thing about this is it's never going to be like exact. But you can see how we go fill that fair value gap partition. So cool. I mean, genuinely, like, look at this. We sweep liquidity into the liquidity sweep partition. We go to the breaker. So liquidity sweep, bearish breaker, fair value gap. So cool. So I guess let's pull this back up. Let's keep doing Control Z. Right. So let's turn it back down. And once again, do you guys see how this fair value gap partition, we hit it perfectly and it's overlapped with this BPR here? I mean, guys, we sweep liquidity into the dealing range low. Then we hit this fair value gap perfectly and then we expand. Genuinely. How could that be possible? You see that? Liquidity sweep, fair value gap, expansion. And then, yes, I consider this fair value gap. Even though it's not perfectly a fair value gap, this is objectively, this is still a gap here. You can see we go there. I don't, a fair value gap is not literally, a fair value gap is just any place there's a gap. I feel like the technical term is not, like, who cares whether there's a wick there or not? It's still a gap. So, okay, let's go out here. So we now know this was a 15-minute BPR. So we knew this was a high probability fair value gap here. 15-minute BPR aligns with the 1 minute. Guys, this is a crazy trade because we know this fair value gap's higher probability because it was within that fair value gap partition. We sweep liquidity into the low of the dealing range. So now we can take a lower time frame flow state off of this. Drop down to the 1 minute. So 15-minute BPR. And then 1 minute change state delivery. You could take any of these, to be honest. This would be so clean. Yeah, 1 minute change state delivery. I think I'd wait for this one personally. This is, when in my opinion, this one would be when it's obvious, ready to go run liquidity. So if you entered on the close, and you could enter on the lower one. So 15-minute BPR. Let's just measure out standard deviation. See which one will be best to enter off of, right? So that one would be a little aggressive. This one you will not even get filled. Yeah, it'd have to be this one. So 15-minute BPR. You guys see how I like when we have a giant accumulation range and then it looks like we essentially, so accumulation, manipulation below this low into the 15-minute BPR. And then, yeah, I'm honestly realizing sometimes you can't really trail. Like in this case, for instance, you can't really trail. This one you would just have to hold it. I don't know if I like that. That's kind of scary for me. What do you guys think would be best? Let's turn down one. Oh. What is happening with my indicators? Right now I'm just looking at this one in specific, but I just have like 6 different ones. If you want, I can explain them, but it just take a while to explain all of them. Anyway, personally, like if I tried to take this one, I would get trailed out, and that's okay. I don't know if I would take this one though. If I took this one, okay, I'm gonna be real. If I took this one, I think what I would do is I would just take this as a CISD close to just go run short-term highs, and that way I don't have to mess with holding through all this choppiness, because that's just not the type of trade that I personally prefer to take. So I'm still going to mark this out, but then I'll show you guys how I would have taken this personally. This, in my opinion, the safe way to go about taking this trade. So this one, we chop around, we do hit all the standard deviations, but I don't like really, I like trailing my stop, which means I would definitely get trailed out like 6 different times here. You see that? So this would not be, this wouldn't really work for me that well because I'd get trailed out. Now, here's the thing. I would take this. I'll show you guys in just a second once I screenshot this. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? Where's D? Okay, screenshotting this. Yeah, I can go over them if you want, but just let me know. I right now I kind of just need to focus because I have to make the market recap. I just don't have a ton of time. But maybe when like one of my back testing streams, you should come again, and then I'll explain them to you. Like a different one. That's not this one. like on a Saturday or something. So this would be flow state retest. So 7 o'clock, flow state retest, 50-minute, 1 minute. Now personally, if I tried to take this, I would certainly get trailed out, and this would not. It would not be a loss, but it would not be really a win either. It'd be like very, very partially a win. The way I would take this, if I was taking this for real, is I would try and take it on a more obvious note, which would be, in my opinion, it's a lot more obvious to take this once we get this change state delivery close here. And then when I enter on change state delivery close, when I know we're gonna probably run liquidity, I don't need to put stop loss at the low. That's just how I trade. And then this would be 2 to 1. Do you see that? Now I just target these range highs. So this is how I would do this. So 1 minute change state delivery close. You can go break even at this high. And then, yeah, target that range. Sure, I always get confused about a particular part about liquidity. Yeah, ask me anything, man. For sure. Actually, technically, this is where the majority of the liquidity pool is. So I guess I would just take profit there. 1.6 to 1. That's a nice trade, actually. You see how this is where most of the consolidation was? Okay. So this is how I would take this as a way simpler trade. I think the other stuff, it would not be realistic, but this, definitely realistic. Whoops. I'll look at it, whatever you said in just a second. I wonder if we had SMT too. Let's go on the 1 minute, and I'm gonna read what you said. I want to finish this one trade first. I don't know if there was obvious SMT, but you could just take this. I don't know if this one's the most obvious trade in the world, but I want to write it down because I noticed it. So 6:56, flow state close, 50-minute, 1 minute, or maybe just consider this a change state delivery. It's not that, it doesn't really matter that much. I'll just call it a CISD close. 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna read your question. My question is, if liquidity swept, for example, 4-hour lows, and if price sweeps the same low in 20 minutes later, is it the same thing or weaker? Because it got reswept recently and didn't pass a lot of the time. In my opinion, it's stronger. If we sweep liquidity more than once, it's stronger because those lows or highs will be more protected. So the more sweeps, the more protected those lows are. First presented for ValGap today was nice. Look at the way we respond to it. Here, rejection, support, rejection, support. Today ES did that, turned out a perfect A++ setup, but I missed it. Yeah, that was one of my biggest misconceptions early on. Is more liquidity sweeps is actually better. You actually want to see liquidity get swept a lot, because that means more people have been stopped out. So if you have a fair value gap and we've swept liquidity like twice within that fair value gap, it's going to be even stronger. I need to finish my journal for today. I got a lot to do, but I'm gonna finish everything today. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to help. So let's see what else we got here. Right, this was a really nice 2022 model on the 5-minute. I mean, just very simple. Very simple. Doesn't require a lot of brain cells. Liquidity sweep. Break of structure. Fair value gap. Within discount. How many brain cells does this require? Like 0. Liquidity sweep, break structure, fair value gap. Measure this out. Fair value gap perfectly at equilibrium. My grandma could take this one. Look at the cool thing about 2022 model is like when you're wrong, okay, whatever, you lose 1R. When you're right, you get these monstrous trades. It's insane. I mean, 2022 model is so simple but yet so effective. Genuinely a monster of a trade here. Let's measure this out. Standard deviations. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude. So cool. And now the thing about this is you would have to hold it once again. You couldn't, like if I tried to trail here, I would have got stopped out. But it's okay. But you know what I kind of like the idea of is taking this 5-minute 2022 gap and then looking for flow state off of it. Let's go see if we got that. It's my new favorite thing to do. And then, yeah, we do continue up to the 8th. No, I'll read that in a second. So this was a 805 2022 model, 805 2022 model, 5-minute. I mean, it'd have to take some conviction to hold up through all that, but if you did, this would have worked out. If I took this as a flow state off of it, it would have been even better. Right? So 5-minute. This is what I mean when I say, you know, just the power of, you know, understanding what's going on a higher time frame than taking that same trade on a lower time frame. Hang on. I'll read that in a second. So 5-minute discount. So once again, 5-minute discount 2022 for value gap. 5-minute break of structure. So we could take a flow state off of this. We get that sweep. We get 30-second change state delivery. That is clean. You know, it's crazy because, well, it kind of depends whichever one you want to take, I guess. I'll read your thing now. Another thing you're confused about, I don't know how people target higher R to like 2, 3, 4 because I always struggle to hit a trade that is more than 1.5 R. My win rate plummets, my setup and liquidity sweep, plus IFG with displacement candle. I was on 13 win streak with this setup since I started August. The market is weird. I'm losing a lot. What am I doing wrong with my strategy? Okay, well, here's the thing, right? You're never going to be perfect. And you're going to take losses. Losses suck. I take losses too. I take losses a lot. And we're all learning as traders. We're all getting better. And yeah, it's going to be hard at 2, 3, 4R. But I mean, just realize how hard trading really is. It's a long-term game. And you're not doing anything wrong necessarily. You just got to keep learning from your losses. I mean, there's a reason you lose. Like, if it's a loss, journal it. What happened? What was the reason you lost? Now, as far as high RR goes, that is definitely something that you got to figure out, like, you know, what's your personality and how does it interact with the market? Like you want to hit base hits because you know the confidence you get from a base hit can flow into that next trade. That's a big deal for some people. Like for me, like I noticed for me that like I can hit really accurate trades, but then if I mess up just a little bit, then I just mess up the entire trade. So for me, I like being able to take profits for high R and scale and trail. That's personally what I like to do. But, you know, like I said, everyone's different. Exactly. Exactly, designer. That's exactly right. But look at how this changes state of delivery is like a hidden barrier, because this entire time we do not dip below that 30-second change state delivery. We just fill orders this entire time. How cool is that? Risk is always on point. I never risk more than 1%. Extremely rarely 1.5% if the setup's extremely good. In the past 3 months, I only took one trade that is 1.5%. That's exactly that's perfect. You're doing everything right. Just keep doing that. Keep doing that. Yeah, you're not necessarily doing anything wrong. Like you're just genuinely trading is just really hard. You're not necessarily doing anything wrong. Trading is just really, really hard, and just keep learning, keep getting better. There's nothing like you can't beat yourself up about trying to do the hardest thing in the world. Objectively, I really do think trading is probably one of the hardest things in the world to do. I mean, if it was easier, every single person on the planet would try and do it. But it isn't. It's one of the hardest things in the world, and I say that I know that I'm trying to do it, but it's because I feel like I have the skill sets to be able to ideally be good at this one day. Hopefully, you know, I know it's hard, but I mean, with hard things, doing hard things comes great rewards if you can do it, right? So no duh, it's hard, but I want to keep going. Yeah, this is kind of cool. All standard deviations hit here. I'm not exactly sure how you would do this, to be honest. Such a strange trade, but we do end up hitting this fourth standard deviation eventually. You probably just go for these equal highs. There's triple equal highs here at the end of this consolidation. So note how in this specific situation you don't want to target that fourth standard deviation because this is the end of that consolidation. Yeah, exactly. It's not easy. Anyone saying trading is easy, they obviously are not profitable because I think, objectively, it's not easy. Objectively, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. To me, it's a lot easier because I am the only one to blame myself, and it's a lot easier. I'm the only one to blame myself. I don't have to rely on others for example drop shipping. I went to this knowing it wasn't easy. I went to this knowing it would be a long-term game. Exactly, because you have to realize, guys, like, on one hand, outside society is going to scream at you, oh, you're delusional. Oh, you're stupid. You think you can beat the market. Outside society is going to say all these things. On the other hand, we know that the market is algorithmic. We know it's running to wherever the most stop losses are. So, we know they're wrong. But we also know that there is elements of truth to it because we're doing something. We're competing against people that have been doing this 30 years. So, yes, the market might be algorithmic, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. That doesn't mean that it's going to be, free money for all of us for life. It means it's going to be a pain, but so is being a doctor, so is being a lawyer, so is doing anything hard. I mean, I personally think being a trader is actually much, much more rewarding than being a doctor or a lawyer, personally. I think being a trader, you're going to make probably, in the long run, 5 times that, whatever a doctor and lawyer made, 10 times that. You're just gonna keep hearing that stuff, and you gotta just understand that, like, this is a game specifically only for that 1 to 5% of people who do get it. It's not for everyone. It's not for them, and it's their loss that they don't understand, and they're not even gonna try. Because once you do make it, then then they all call you, like, I'm trying to think of the word, like, then they're gonna all wonder how you did it, right? But you knew the whole time that they're just wrong, and so by default, only 1 to 5% are gonna beat this game. It's literally built into, trading, right? So, but yeah, just guys, don't be so hard on yourself. Understand you're trying to do something that is incredibly hard. And it's not easy. It is just not. Nothing in here was super obvious. But anyway. 828. 28. 2022 plus 5 minute 30-second. Look at 8:30, guys. Dude, just ignore it, dude. There's a reason why 95% of everyone else fails. Just understand that they're in that 95% and they just don't get it. It's their loss, dude. I mean, I genuinely I'm trying to help as many people as I can, but there are just going to be people who are never going to understand, and that is their own loss. And I try and help people, but you just have to understand that it's just not meant for them. It's just not. It's meant for, you know, for the people who want to, who believe, the people who believe, you know. So just understand that trading is not meant for everyone. It really is not. And just understand, you just gotta ignore everyone. Like, that goes for both regular people and also traders. Like, literally ignore other traders. This is something that I've been realizing lately is everything you want to know about the market and the charts themselves are going to teach you. Study the charts, study how price moves, both back testing and forward testing, and just look at it. Just look at it every single day. Observe how you would execute trades. Exactly. The market's going to tell you everything you need to know. Everything else from every, like, obviously take the information, apply it to the charts, but let the charts validate that information for yourself. Stop listening to other people tell you this is how you have to do it. Because if 95% of traders are unprofitable, why am I listening to the 95%? Why am I listening? Why don't I just listen to what the market actually did? Yeah, people are gonna hate you no matter what. I've been. This is just over 2 years. Look at this, guys. 8:30, dip below perfectly. Midnight, dip below perfectly. You see smart money entering here, right? Very clearly, smart money is filling orders right below both of these time levels. So why? Why did they fill time? Why did they fill orders here? I feel like I don't have enough to talk about for the market recap. This is the same exact issue I ran into last night. And I ended up staying up super late. You know what? It's fine. I don't really care. I want to look at higher time frame candles. Yeah, so this is interesting, right? The 1 hour CRT, we get the 1 hour CRT, so at 6 a.m. So, right at, let's see, where does this candle close? Where does the 6 a.m. candle close? Right here. If you were to go back in time when you were first learning to trade, would you do it again knowing you'd be where you're at today? I mean, yeah, dude, it's just the most exciting path in life. I feel like, you know, we're born at such an interesting time in human history where it's like, yeah, we kind of explored, the earth. We've explored, you know, almost every modern field of science has been pretty explored, but trading, it's a whole different ballgame because with money, people gatekeep. The full truth is not in the educational system. I mean, it's just not. Because why? Because it's money. Money controls society. Money is power. And people gatekeep power, right? So it is the most, objectively, it is the most exciting path in life for the time that we live in. Because what is going on right now? It's literally a revolution, because all this stuff that's been gatekept for years and years and years, probably the past 40, 50 years within institutions, has all of a sudden been leaked on the internet in the past 5 to 10 years because of ICT, other traders, and it's just like, if you were born in the perfect time, like if I was born in the perfect time to, I don't know, like travel to what is it, the new continent, like I'd probably do that. Like I just want to explore the path that is, most exciting. I feel like trading is just the cool, and plus I just think it's awesome. I think it's so cool. But we're just born at such a cool time to explore something that is so gatekept and so lied about. So the 6 a.m. close was right here. That's so cool. So we close here. So 7 a.m. So pay attention to this. So this is the Genesis model that I made. Right? 7 a.m. CRT closes right here. So actually, let's go on the higher time frame, right? Actually, I can just show you. So here's candle 1 at 4. Opens at 4. So, and then 5. And then 6. So here's accumulation. So I'm just going to call this CRT. So what was this be? 1 hour CRT accumulation. A1, A2, accumulation 2. Then this one was the one that manipulated and then closed higher. So just to show you guys what I'm talking about on my other screen. So candle 1, giant down close candle. Candle 2, giant down close candle. We then sweep out all the lows right here. And now that we've swept out all the lows, we swept out the CRT low. What's the draw on liquidity? CRT high, right? So anything in here after candle 3, it's optimal entry territory. You see that? I just recently started trading and I'm just trying to keep pushing. It can be pretty overwhelming with a bunch of different people telling you different strategies. Any advice? You should hang out with me and join the Discord, and I'll help you because we're all in this together, and I'm trying to build a community of people that are just completely real and transparent about everything. And I don't think there's really any other community that is really trying to do that right now. I think everyone's trying to make everything paid and gate kept, and I'm genuinely here to help you guys. So I would just definitely just join the Discord and let's just keep improving together. And watch my daily videos that I make because I think they're, I show exactly how to take trades, and I think it's really valuable. That's my recommendation. So do you see what I'm saying, right? We closed right here. So this was the close of the manipulation. Then what happens? Optimal entry occurs beneath that close during the distribution. That's insane, right? CRT. I'm just going to call it But the other advice I would give is, you just have to spend time with the charts and you yourself in the charts and ignore everyone else. That's another advice I'd give. Genesis models OP. This is crazy. Literally just put a limit order below the close of the manipulation candle. That's so sick. Yay, let's go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I genuinely, seriously recommend. In all my videos, I cover exact specific trades you can take, and I put in a ton of work every day to go look and find them. So definitely, if you want to learn as fast as possible, I'd watch those. And then also, in the Discord, we're all just trying to help each other out. It's completely free. I would definitely join that as well. Shoot, I still have to record my trade from today. I'm never gonna finish everything I need to do. This isn't good. Alright, I'm checking your screenshot, Javier. You know what? Maybe I'll just be up a little late tonight. Not super ideal, but whatever. I'm trying my best, guys. Like, I just want to do everything I need to do every day so bad. And so that means kind of making sacrifices sometimes. Oh, that's sweet. I'll look at that video later tonight. Like this, bro. Wait, what am I looking at? Oh, that's where you entered. You entered at equilibrium from, I think that moved down. That makes sense. You entered at equilibrium from this move down. Interesting. That's awesome, man. So what did you do? You just measured out that manipulation leg, and then you found equilibrium? I guess that's what you did, huh? That's pretty cool. I mean, this is so cool. Objectively, right? Here is where the 1 hour manipulation candle closed. for the CRT. And to make this make more sense, right? Literally, I can just drag an entire box around this whole entire range. And this is all accumulation. So now do you see it, right? Do you see it? Now all of a sudden, it's accumulation, manipulation. It's time-based. It's time-based. Accumulation, accumulation. This 1 hour, so all these are 1 hour candles. That's insane. So all these are 1 hour candles, right? So candle 1, candle 2. And then the manipulation candle. I don't need to put 1 hour because we already know. And then anything over here, anything below here is fair game. Manipulation candle close. I'll just call it M plus close. And then just observe this. Just observe this, right? Accumulation, manipulation. This is exactly where we closed. Once the CRT closed, what happened? We go right from underneath that low to the CRT high. That is so crazy. Oh, you can't even see my screen, guys. Oh my gosh, dude. Sorry. Man, today was tricky. I'm not gonna lie, today was kind of tricky. Oh, I got a screen. I should just go over my trade. I need to journal it. I think the main issue with my trade today is the market was bullish. Alright? So my bias was off. Eight, 13. Uh-oh. Have I not been say? Okay, never mind. 8, 13. Genesis. 1 hour. Yeah, 2 to 4 points in drawdown, and that's it, is crazy. Oh my gosh. CRT is actually insane. So let's look at the trade I took. Right, so the trade I took, I need to screenshot it, was I saw this whole thing as accumulation here. We had this 15-minute gap here. Or was it a 5-minute gap? 5-minute gap. So what happened was we swept out PM's highs. Tomorrow is a new Fortnite season. No way! Oh my gosh, that's so hype. I haven't played Fortnite in forever, man. That's awesome. So yeah, this is like essentially these two candles together is a 5-minute gap. Or it was a 15-minute gap is what we used, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's lagging? Why? That's so dumb. I don't know why. Should I restart it? If I should restart it, let me know. I don't know why it's lagging. So on the 5-minute, I saw us sweep PM's highs, break structure, and then I saw this for value gap. I saw these low resistance lows, and I was like, all right, I like this. Right now, only thing is higher time frame. I think the main thing was higher time frame was bullish. So I think the main lesson is pay attention a little closer to the higher time frame. And other than that, I think this trade was okay. It's 15-minute for value. I'll restart it. I might even restart my computer. Let me finish this